What all surfaces can you work with resin on? You can work with woods, you can work with MDF, you can work with marbles, you can work with glass, you can work with metals. You cannot work with fabric or plastics. Why? Because plastic is something resin will always come off from. It will never stick to it permanently. And fabric is something, if you do, like if you resin your fabric, or I have had chances where I used to work with resin and my hands used to like be on my clothes, and then it used to get cured, so it forms a lump. It does not form anything, so it is waste of material, time and effort for you. So when you want to experiment and all, so you can work with these 3 surfaces in major, 4 surfaces in major, that is any kind of stone, marbles, and then you have wooden surfaces, you have glass, and you have metal. So make sure that whatever surface you are working is a rough surface, because resin sticks to a rough surface in a much more accurate way and in a much more proper way than a smooth surface. That is one of the other reasons why it cannot stick on plastic, because plastic being very, very smooth, it just peels off after it is cured. Now we'll talk more about canvas. So the canvas that have been provided to you will be a primed canvas, and as you can see, this is made up of MDF, right? So as you can see, the canvas that has been provided to you is made up of MDF. It is properly leveled, right? So this just should not be slant in any case, otherwise resin being a liquid, it will flow in different directions and you don't want that, right? So it should be properly leveled if you get it made from your own carpenter. And as you can see, the area where I'm working, I have primed it, and you have the primed canvases. Now why do we prime it? Because we want like the colors to get reflected in a better way, and when we are painting, we in cotton canvases also we have white base. Why? Because the color should reflect. Or maybe you can take a black if you want to go for a darker escape, but you need to prime it. Priming is the most basic. It's like when you're doing a makeup, you prime your face, you do cold creams, you do primer and all. So you really need to prime your surface, your canvas, before starting off your work. Now in this we have all MDF. What you can do is, for your client work, you can get pine wood edges, any kind of good wood edge, so that the painting would come out in a more finished way and it would look more aesthetically appealing. For example, I have this canvas, some resin has been dripped on it. So as you can see, this has like a curved edges, and this is MDF again, but as you can see that this is all pine wood. So this gives out a really So this gives out a really good feel to the whole painting. It makes it look more rich and unique, I guess, and maybe it helps your painting uplift more. Or what you can do is, you can paint these sides. You can paint these sides in any kind of acrylic form. Now if you want your to save this area from getting resined, how do you do that? As you can see, now this is my demo piece, and I have utilized this demo piece for at least 6 to 7 times. As you can see, there are many layers of resin in this. So I did not tape it along. If I would have taped along, so these things would not have cured like this. And also I can sand off to take them off right now, but since it has been really long, so it would have it's too hard to really peel it off like that. But if I would have used my Scotch tape, so I can use this masking tape to cover the areas where I don't want my resin to be. So I can cover it here, so that when it drips, it does cover this surface, but it does not cover this surface. Or if I don't want it to cover this or this surface, so I just cover it here properly, so that the resin drips off this masking tape, and within like 12 hours of your artwork, you will have to peel off your Scotch tape, you have to peel off your masking tape, so that the resin on it comes off, and then the only area you have resin is this base.